What's up, everybody? Tanner Rescue here, back with another video. Today's video comes from one of my viewers. He asks, what advice do I have for somebody who's coming out of school in Texas? Now, I'm not sure, Junior, if you're asking about if you're coming out of high school or trade school or where you're coming from, but I have general advice for anybody who wants to come into the electrical industry. Okay? Right now, number one is electrical work is very abundant in Central Texas and in and around Central Texas. You get yourself to a major city. Even if you're not in Texas, get yourself to a major city. And if you are in Texas, that's going to be Austin, Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, to name a few. Um, get licensed. Second piece of advice is get licensed. You can go onto the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation website and fill out your application for the apprentice license. Once you get licensed, you become more desirable to electrical contractors. Even if you don't have any experience, they want somebody with a license. You have to have a license to work on the job site underneath the master. So get to a major city and get licensed, and you're gonna be at that point desirable. Okay. Third piece of advice is to seek a company that is willing to put you through specific trade school, specific to the electrical industry. And if you're not already part of the IBEW, I would recommend going down to your local IEC chapter. That's the Independent Electrical Contractors. Go down to your local chapter and apply there, and 9 times out of 10 you're going to get hired through the IEC. And if you get hired on with an IEC contractor member, the chances are you found yourself a good contractor who's going to put you through school and who's going to put you through that apprenticeship program that the IEC offers. A very good one, should I add. Don't fall into the 1099 trap. You want benefits, you want insurance, you want a vehicle, you want a gas card. You don't want to be driving around your own whip, and you don't want to be putting gas in your own car, and you don't want to be receiving a 1099 at the end of the year where you're going to have to pay taxes back. So find yourself a company that has benefits and don't get stuck in the 1099 trap. And if you're already stuck in the 1099 trap, or if you don't like where you're at, that leads me into my next piece of advice. Piece of advice number 4: don't leave where you're at until you have a plan forward. Don't step out of a job with nothing to step into. That's how you end up broke, sitting on your couch with no work. If you quit your job and you're unemployed, you're less desirable than somebody who is employed. So go into your interview still employed, even if you hate it, even if you're in a 1099 position and you want to get out of it as quick as possible. Don't step out of that position until you have something to step into. You don't want to put yourself in a bad situation, and chances are, if you stick it out for a few more weeks, you're going to find something that you're looking for. You're going to find something that you love, and you don't want to step out of something just to step right back into it because, hey, you couldn't find anything else, and you're back to hating life again. So be prepared. Number 4, be prepared to step out of what you're doing, and if you don't like it, don't feel obligated. I guess the first part of this piece of advice should be, don't feel obligated to stay with the contractor that you're with. If you don't like it, if they don't put you through school, if the people you're working with aren't knowledgeable and they're not teaching you anything, don't feel obligated to stay with that contractor. Seek better. You want to be better. Seek better. You want higher wages. You want more benefits. So always be seeking that, especially if you're not happy where you are. Maybe you are happy with you are, and so you're content, and that's great. But if you're not, seek better. Don't feel obligated to stick with the contractor that you're with, and don't quit your job until you're prepared until you have something new to step into. Fifth piece of advice would be show up with hand tools, basic hand tools, the 5 or 6 tools that you can get that'll put you miles ahead of the rest of them. You can tell them in the interview whenever you go in, I have my license and I have basic hand tools and I'm ready to go to work. And if you have these 5 or 6 tools, you're going to be, like I said, miles ahead of everybody. Those 5 or 6 tools, go ahead and grab a pen, write this down. You're going to want a pair of Kleins. You're going to want a pair of wire strippers. You're going to want a 5-in-1 screwdriver with a Phillips, a flathead, and it's also got a 5/16 and I think a 1/4 inch maybe. And you're going to want a pair of channel locks, a tape measure, and a 12-volt, I like Milwaukee impact drill with a 5/16, a 1/4 inch, and a Phillips bit. And those few tools right there, maybe $200 worth of tools, is going to put you so far ahead of everybody else. You automatically become way more desirable in the trade if you've got a license and you got tools and you're ready to go to work and you're ready to learn and you're ready to do what it takes to get the job done, of course in a safe manner. Which leads me to my sixth piece of advice is don't work for somebody who asks you to do unsafe things. Maybe they asked you to do something unsafe one time, but if they're consistently asking you to do unsafe things, maybe work in unsafe conditions, work in live panels, different things like that, you don't have to do that kind of work, guys. There's special equipment involved with doing hot work, and there's special lifts, special ladders to get you in places that are too high to reach. So don't do unsafe work. Don't work for somebody who's consistently asking you to do unsafe work. Your safety is your job, and your safety is number one. Don't forget that. So be safe always. I could probably go on and on. I have a lot of advice. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I didn't write any of this down. I'm just kind of going right off the top, guys, with some advice. I got 6 things for you guys. Do I have a lucky number 7? No. Right now, I think that's it, guys. If you took something useful from this video, I'm really glad. Hopefully this will help some of you that are coming into the trade, maybe just coming out of high school or maybe just coming out of trade school and you want to get your feet wet. I hope this helps, and if you have any more questions, leave them in the comments down below. Like I said, Junior Medina asked this question, and so I hope you got the answer that you were looking for, and if you didn't, comment down below again, ask me a different way, and I'll make another video. Until next time, guys, peace.